what I've learned, right, is there's a thin line at first between consumerism and being a producer. Like straight up, there's a really thin line between being a
Yeah.
producer and being a consumer. What do I mean by that? You got the new iPhone, you got the brand new Jordans, you got the new game systems. You're a consumer. You wake up every single morning, and every bit of information that you get, you just sit there and you just gawk over it. You just in front of the TV like a chicken in the rain. You just looking at it, and every bit of information that went out, you just like, oh my God, it's true. It's happening. The
Mm-hmm.
world is ending. The sky is about to catch fire. Like you're just there. You're there. Like you're a consumer, bro. You're a consumer. And I can.
What are you doing today that makes you better than the person you were yesterday? That is part of the Ascension brand. That is the motto, the heart of what we stand for. When I pass away, I want people to know. I want people to remember me. Not for the time that I've spent on this planet, but for the things that I have done to contribute to society. My mama raised a loser, but I broke the chains. I wasn't made to be a
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It is me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is the Aaron Mack, and we're back here for another one. How's your week been, sir?
Hold up one second. I just want to let everybody know that this is the Dirty Trump podcast. We are doing this, and this is the new grind. Y'all say what's up to Marcus. What's up? All right.
Sup,
We
sup?
doing this. Hey, to the people, let's go. Dirty Truck out.
Let's
All
get
right,
it.
my bad. What's going on, man? My bad to the people who listening. I just had to do a story for Instagram.
Okay. All right, all right.
Uh, Make sure I put the time on that because people think we joking when we say we up and we out here doing this.
Facts. Bright-eyed and pushy-tailed.
Bright a bright eye. I'm talking bright red though.
Mm.
Bright red eyes.
Boy, we good?
Yeah,
Oh, all
we
right.
good. What's up?
Oh,
Like, you
I
paused on me. I was expecting you to hold it down until I was done with that.
oh, all right.
Kind of what the host do.
Well, all right. So about like uh, doing the 9 to 5 and working till basically your breakdown. Uh,
Mm,
Cause we've talked about this before. Like we see it. You see your folks do it. You see your grandparents do it. It's like a never ending cycle unless like you want more for yourself. But it don't just stop with like you. Like you gotta want it for your family. Like you've seen so many people do the 9 to 5 boy until all the way up until like retirement, and then they struggling to get there. They almost there, and lo and behold, something happens to them, or like they get sick, or they just got to go to the hospital for something, and they don't necessarily make it to retirement. You know,
no,
and it's like that mentality right there. That this is the only thing I can do. This is what I will do. It's just I don't know. It's
the
mundane.
triple darkness. The triple darkness. So
Triple
what is your
darkness.
question? I
Uh
feel like you about to make me go in on something, and I don't know which direction I'm gonna take that. So I'm gonna take it from you, but you ask a question first, so the people know exactly where you're going with that.
uh hmm. Why? Why do we do it?
A few things. It's taught.
Mm.
It's taught. But here's the biggest part, right? Because like, although it's taught, you just said like your grandparents go through it, your great
Mm-hmm.
grandparents go through, your parents do it, and my parents did it. Like my dad, he had the American dream lifestyle, man.
Mm-hmm.
My man, he did like 23 years in the army,
Mm-hmm.
and bruh, like for real. You do 23 years in the army, like that's a lot of time, bro. You don't even know how to be a human when you come out of the army. Like you don't even know how to not be a soldier. Like there's people who literally have to have counseling just to get out the army. Like you had to have mandatory counseling to get out of the army to teach you how to be a regular person.
Mm.
So like there's one side of that coin. My mom, on the other hand, my mom always been blue collar, bruh. Like she ain't never been nothing but blue collar. She don't know, bruh. She had a business. She had a business, and the business she saw the bruh. I I swear, I swear. A brick and mortar joint.
Mm.
She had a convenience store, and there was absolutely no vision that went into growing the business. All she knew how to do in the business because somebody handed it to her. It was an opportunity
Oh.
that was given to her because the previous owner retired, also didn't know anything about business, but she owned the joint and was making good money off of it because she opened it, but she worked the joint herself.
Mm.
So she opened the joint and she became a slave to herself. Like, like so it's they what am I trying to get with that? Like watching my mom go through that, even when she became the business owner, she still didn't know how to be a boss.
Mm.
Know what I'm saying? Or she became the boss, she became her own boss, and that was the end of it. Like there was no growth. So like when you put those two situations there in place, like the reason why she never grew was because she was scared of losing.
Mm.
The reason why my father never grew because he was scared of losing. I want y'all to catch that. Like I don't know. I don't know if that came through clear or not. It might be some radio frequency or something. Like I don't know. I don't know. Some static. I don't know. The reason why they never grew
Mm.
is because they were too afraid of losing. So the reason why we end up in this rut, the reason why we so scared or so stuck or we
Mm.
live in this mundane life is because we too afraid of losing what we have already. So we never go out, we never take the risk because moving forward is all about taking calculated risk, bro.
Mm.
I was sitting in the joint yesterday, and Alyssa told me that she was like, "You gonna love this class. I promise you, gonna love this class." I've been wanting to write this book about the core principles of this
Mm.
company and how it can and how those same core values, if you adopt those in your own life and your own habits, then you could potentially blow your business up too. Because if it could do it, if this dude could do it out of a garage, you can do it too. Like it is what it is, right? So I've been saying that. Like so Alyssa told me like, yo, you gonna love this class, and I'm just like, yo, it's gonna be some old corporate America BS. I don't want to hear that. But they said that the company values people who can take calculated risk, but though the company values people who take calculated risk, right? You're not taking no calculated risk in your own life. So therefore you keep getting stuck in the same stuff that you've been stuck on.
Mm. And what does that look like when you say calculated risk? Are you talking about just on the end of like, all right, I plot out my course and it's gonna be straight and narrow. It's gonna be straight to the point. I do this, I get this in result, or is it something more of like, I'm gonna do it. I don't really care what the result is. I'm gonna just do it and hope for the best.
Yeah, a little bit of all of that,
A
man.
little bit of all that mixed together.
If it's to grow your life,
Mm-hmm.
if it's to grow your life, right? And you look at the opportunity to grow your life, and you say, well, in order to do this, here's what I'm going to have to give.
Mm-hmm.
And if I mess this up, then I lose this. So pretty much like if I say this, right? How do I put this? So like for one thing, like right, like you hear people say that they can't start on or work on their passion or what they're passionate about because they got a job and they can't afford to do it. All right, so you got that person saying that, but
Mm-hmm.
and then they tell you like they start making excuses to as to why they can't work on something that they're passionate about. One of the biggest things that I always hear, but I ain't got no money. Everything is already too expensive. I work paycheck to paycheck. But
Mm-hmm.
we all work paycheck to paycheck.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
I feel you. Like I understand, but um, but when I got out the paycheck to paycheck mentality, that took me to Mexico. I'm just
Yeah.
being real with you. Like it won't even about the business that took me to Mexico. It was about some personal growth kind of stuff that took me to Mexico because I said I couldn't afford not to go. Like for me, I can't afford to, like me personally, like I'm just being real with y'all. Like I can't afford to miss work. Like I got bills to pay too. But here's what I can't. I also can't do. Here's a calculated risk here. Like if I am going to do something, I got to make sure that it happens. I can't make money my excuse as to why I can't go. So people too afraid to make to make the calculated risk on what they need to do. Like say you got some stuff that you need to grow in, and it's going to cost X amount of money to take your stubborn self to therapy, and you not about to do it because it costs too much. Those are the
Mm.
calculated risks I'm talking about. It could clearly push you forward in life, and the only thing you need is the faith to say that if I do this, it's going to work, and here's going to be the result. Those are the calculated risks I'm talking about.
Okay. And instead of doing that, we get into this like uh as you put it, this poor man's mentality, and we place ourselves in a category that we could easily get out of. Like we uh we say we're poor, we're living paycheck to paycheck, like you said. And instead of moving forward or doing anything and everything to get out of the rut, the trench that we've dug for ourselves, uh, we just constantly go with the flow. We go with the 9 to 5. We're complacent. We just sit there and we do that until we die, and then we teach our kids to do that until they die, and then repeat, repeat, repeat.
Hmm.
But now we have more than and we ooh the tools that we have now is just like
Resources are there, bro. They're
they're
everywhere.
everywhere. Literally, there's apps now where if you, like you said, if you needed therapy, you could get it. There's uh YouTube, there's Skillshare, there's is it all
The Dirty Trump podcast.
Dirty Trunk Podcast, and this is free 99,
Free,
free, and
free, 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 free.
is there at your fingertips, literally at your fingertips, and it's just like, what are you gonna sacrifice to to get out of that rut, to get out of that trench. Because it is gonna take a sacrifice. Even with this podcast, you're gonna have to take some time out, listen, and
What I'm saying.
actually adhere to the words that we're saying. It's gonna hurt. It's
And
gonna
look,
hurt
bro, for
listening
real,
to
like
them.
all we asking you to sacrifice is time. If you can't even sacrifice an hour to hear some information that's going to help you, bro, you in trouble.
Mm.
If you can't do as much as sacrifice an hour, you are in trouble.
Cause later down the road, you're gonna sacrifice a lot more.
Oh my
Uh,
God, bro. You ain't never lied. Cause what, like I thought, bro, I thought that sacrificing the time was the biggest thing, bro. Cause when I got to, when my man said that you got to sacrifice your all to get everything,
mm,
he won't playing, bro. Like he was not playing, bro. Like it's a real thing. Like I used to think like in church, bro, like the tithes and offering, I used to think that was just for it was just the to so the church can get a new paint job or get new Bibles or some shit. Like they was about to use it for some old dumb stuff. Like they would use it to pay their rent and be done with it. You know, um, I don't know. I don't know what I thought, man. Like I just kind of felt like it was a con. Like I was getting hustled for real. Like and maybe certain churches kind of do that because I have seen pastors say that they ain't letting church service go until he get $15,000 in tithes and offerings. But that's a whole different story. Um,
Jesus.
but I just kind of felt like it was all a hustle, man. Like
Mhm.
it was a game. And what I didn't realize was that in the Bible, God asks you to give 10% of your earnings
Mhm.
to the house of worship, not to pay the house of worship, but so that you can understand that He is the Almighty, not that money.
Mhm.
I probably should have saved that message for last. 'Cause that got a little too deep. But um, people put way too much value over money, man. And like right now, it's starting to show. Like
Mhm.
in this time period, it's starting to show. And you know what? For real, like I walked into the break room yesterday and I seen what they were showing on the TV, bruh, and I completely understand why people are so focused on it, and, like hyper focused right now. Cause on the news, bruh, they talking about it. Like, what you talking about on the news, bro? Like, I don't even get that. They don't even make sense. Like, yo, for real. Like, how you just gonna show somebody? You just gonna show a story about somebody getting shot and killed in the middle of the hood, and then
Mhm.
straight up transition to gas prices. Like, that's the same level of tragedy, bro. Like, how the hell does that
What
work, bro?
conditioning?
Exactly, bro. And for real, like you look at it as a consumer, and you just like, oh my god, the gas prices. Like the kid just got shot. The gas prices, blah 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 blah. Like, bro,
Mm.
you literally put them in the same category, like the same level of importance. Like
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. Racist protests, like racist protests, gas prices. Like tragedy happens, gas prices. Like, bro, what is this, dog?
Crazy, crazy. It's it's all a form of conditioning, and it's like directing you to associate, this tragedy with, like you said, the gas prices. Uh, and it's 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 what gas prices and inflation. Those are the two big things. Uh,
It's literally like the coronavirus, bro. We knew it was happening
basically,
already.
yep.
Inflation is literally 10% every year over year, 10%. Like
Mm,
that's literally why things go up in value. Is like inflation is literally 10% year over year. Like always been a thing.
mm.
But for some reason, people are just like they just noticing. Like it's almost like you pulled the veil from over their eyes, and they're like, oh, like they got future shock or some shit. Like it's crazy, bruh. I don't get it.
Yep. Uh, it's it's a poor mentality that we just like, all right, all these prices, they're gonna stay the same throughout the entire year. And we've had this happen last year. Gas prices go up, The cost of living goes up a little bit, and then it goes right back down. It's constantly fluctuating. I don't know
That's
how
a normal thing.
fast or how slow it fluctuates, but it's a normal thing. It happens each and every year. We have
Nor do I
this.
care. Nor do I care.
uh, it's almost like a market chart. Same thing with stocks. Stocks go up, stocks go down. Uh, Bitcoin goes up, Bitcoin goes down.
But speaking of that, the Bitcoin is all the way down right now. I think I'm about to buy in a little bit more.
Come on, all right, legit.
Yeah, Bitcoin is down all the way.
Uh, and instead of like preparing for it, because like we know these things are gonna happen. Literally, it's on the news. It happens each year. Instead of preparing for it, we have people that just like are just obliviously just ignorant to it. And then when it happens to them, they're like, "Oh my god, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna pay? How am I gonna pay this?" And I'm just like, "Yo, just change up your budget and just a little bit, instead of, you know, uh, spending so much on miscellaneous stuff you don't need, fast food or whatever. Just eat in for just a month or two. That's all you need to do. Ride the wave out and wait till things go back down, and then you can come out and live your luxury life if that's what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
There's a time
Yep.
and place for everything. Like all you got to do is prepare for it. Literally, just prepare. Ain't too much into going into it. You still making the same money. You still spending the same money, just a little bit, but just you spending it a little bit more on frivolous things. And I need you to cut back on those frivolous things so you can make it
Frivolous.
through this frivolous. That word. So you can make it through this wave that we going through. All right, just ride the wave out, people. Just ride it out. That's all you got
Ride
to
it
do.
out. That's all you can do.
Exactly. I mean, it's gonna happen
Literally
regardless.
all you can do. Right, exactly. It's gonna happen whether you want it to or not. Like for real, proper planning prevents piss poor performance.
Mm. Say it
Like I
again.
don't think proper planning prevents piss poor performance, and I don't think people really, if people ever heard that before, it's almost like it's brand new information to some of these folks, bro. And like I literally say that to people who start complaining about stuff, and I'm just like, you ain't playing for this.
We go
You
through
talk
it every
about
day.
gas prices, you ain't playing for this, bro. Like for real, I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. And I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna offend some folks. I know it is. I promise you it
They
is.
need to hear it.
But you can't complain about gas prices if you put yourself in a situation to pay the gas prices.
Mm.
So if bruh, I promise you, there's some people out here working from home right now. Like I don't know what their bag look like, but all I know is they getting over a little bit more on us because they don't pay the gas, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like they work at the house, and then when you work at home, bro, like when you work at home, there's tax benefits of working at home.
Come on.
Bro, I'm dead serious. Your house is a tax write-off when you work from home, bro. Like it is what it is. Like yo, for real. Like the people put themselves in a position to make a killing. And but for real, all intents and purposes, there are gonna be some people who even do that who still work a paycheck to paycheck because they don't necessarily know the system. The problem is that when you work a 9 to 5, it's hard to capitalize on a 9 to 5. But that's all people know because people ain't got the information. They don't go seek out the information to go capitalize on something else. They don't seek out information to capitalize on the thing that they're doing right now. So I don't want to hear you complain about the gas prices if you drive more than 50 miles to get to work. I don't want to hear it. Like straight up, being real with you, I do not want to hear it. You put yourself in a situation where you got to drive a long way to get to work. Like, why am I having a conversation about gas prices with people who live an hour away from the job, bro?
Mm.
Like, yo, for real, like
Yeah.
you put yourself in the situation where you had to pay the maximum gas. You were already talking about how much gas that you were spending to get to and from work already. So when the gas prices go up, you should have been prepared.
Facts.
You should have been the first one saving for gas, right? Like, bro, you should have had a whole reserve. Right, it don't make sense to me, man. Like people put themselves in situations they're where they're spending money to the point of no return, and then complain about the consequences. And it's confusing to me, man. Let me get this confirmation that we're recording.
Yeah, we were good.
All right, cool. My bad. I needed that for peace of mind because Zoom got the little recording now. The little
Oh.
joint.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that joint, so I was like, yo, I'm just going in and we just about to lose this shit.
Oh, no. We recording. We recording.
All right, I appreciate
it. And it's interesting because like that same energy, literally that same energy, with a different perspective, gives you different results. Like you have people out here. You have people out here that would complain and just like you said, they'll spend money with literally no return value, no return in anything coming back to them. But say on the other hand, I do spend that money for gas. I mean, you can save by putting it in a little container or whatever, but stop complaining about the gas prices, right? You're gonna spend that money regardless. Instead of, you know, I'm trying to live how I was living before the gas prices went up, before the cost of living went up. Instead of trying to live like that, I'm more reserved in my spending. I spend my money only on gas. I spend only on food that I need that I can cook at home. And instead of trying to go out to fast food every week, I'm buying foods that I can prepare over a week's time. I buy it once, and then I got 2-3 meals for the week. Instead of buying fast food every day, because like I said, cost of living has went up. So my regular meal isn't what 10-15 anymore. It's like 15-15 now. Don't know how that math works, but that's the math that we're working with.
You spend a whole fast food meal at Walmart for like a week of dinner. Like
exactly. And water bottle. Get a case of water. Boom. That you good for a month almost. But yet you're stressed out. You're complaining because you can't live that luxury lifestyle, and it doesn't even. You don't have to just get rid of the luxury lifestyle. It's not gone forever. It's gonna come back, but just riding the wave out.
People living the luxury lifestyle that they need to get back to.
They trying to live a luxury lifestyle. But if they can figure out how to ride this wave, I'm pretty sure they will be prepared and set for any hardship to come. Like
that's also one of the problems, but I feel like that's a different episode, so I ain't even gonna go there. But the people think that they're living luxury off of the little things that they got going on. That's
very little.
That's a challenge right there. Like you feel like you live in luxury and you ain't even. Oh my God, I ain't about to step on that territory. But for real, like I had a conversation with old boy. I ain't about to say no names, man. I ain't about to burn no bridges. But I had a conversation with my man. He lived all the way out in Blackstone. And I was talking to him. He was complaining about gas, and I'm like, bro, for real. I don't know how you felt like I was the person to come have conversations like this with, but I promise you, I'm not the one. Um, I don't. He asked me like, yo, have you seen the gas prices out such and such? And I'm like, bro, I don't care about that. And then his response was what really killed me, Mark. His response was, It must be nice to have that kind of money to not care about gas prices. I'm like, bro, hold up. Like, I don't think you understand how this go. Like, it's not about how much money I make, because I don't make that much more than you. But what it is about is the fact that I gotta drive anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So what difference do it make if the gas goes up to $10 a gallon? How the fuck am I gonna get to where I'm going other than driving? Cause I promise you, my ass ain't about to get on no goddamn bike. I promise you, I live way too far from work to do that. I mean, granted, it's a shorter distance than his.
Mm-hmm.
Like we could probably leave our houses at the same time. Like, and here's the difference though. Like, we can probably leave our houses at the same time. I can be on my little pedal joint, and he can be driving his car at the same time, and I probably still get to work before him. That's the difference right there. So I put myself in a position where I don't have to worry about that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been there, bro. I've lived an hour away from work. I promise you I have. And it was stupid when I was doing it then. Like I was like, yo, I can't. This is ridiculous. And I got opportunities to stay closer to work. I'm gonna use those. I'm gonna use those to the fullest. Like I'm gonna be there. Like that's not like, bro, I'm not doing that. Like, bro, but it's not even about that, like the distance of travel, bro. It's literally about the mindset that goes around and the focus of where I don't think people understand, Mark. Like, where your focus goes, your energy flows, bro.
Mm.
Where your focus goes, your energy flows. So if you out here pining over gas prices, bro, then you pining over the money that you don't have.
Mm-hmm.
What good does it do to focus on the money that you don't have and not focus on the money that you need to get?
Big facts. Big facts. And even with that, like it's simple. Like, especially if you're gonna work the 9 to 5, you know, make it work. Make it work for you. Like, you first of all, you basically you have this set of expenses that you're gonna pay regardless, whatever how much money you get. It's gonna be money for travel and maybe food.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you need those to live, basically. So the expenses you put towards gas, it's already being spent. It's already gone as soon as you got it. Uh, if you would budget correctly, you would know how much you can actually save and how much that you're gonna blow.
Oh wow, that's my alarm, y'all. That's my 4 a.m. alarm that I obviously beat up.
Oh yeah, we were alert today. We early. We up early.
My
Um.
bad, my.
Oh no, you good. You good. Uh. And it's ridiculous when people get bent out of shape of, you know, oh, my expenses. Oh, things went up in price. You're gonna spend it regardless. You're gonna get that money back regardless, depending on, like you said, where your focus is. If so, yeah, it baffles me that just a simple shift in the thought process of like where my money is going to and how I'm gonna spend my money can just like basically change a person's life. Like you'll have that one person that's complaining about any and everything, and then like just budgeting and getting his finances straight, he would have a totally different outlook on life. He would be more happy. He would stop stressing over like these little small things that are insignificant. Like and it's not always a he. It could be a he or her. Like, it's just getting your shit together on the things that's gonna happen regardless could change a person's life. Instead of them constantly complaining, they're constantly ready for what's next. You know?
Here's what I'm tired of. I'm tired of people who keep doing stuff
Mm-hmm.
so that other people can see that they got something. Like I'm tired of seeing people with brand new phones every 2 months
Mm-hmm.
just because iPhone keep bringing out a new phone, and they gotta have the brand newest iPhone every single
Uh,
time the iPhone come out. The people who buy the newest Jordans when they come out,
mm.
they got the biggest game systems at their house. They got the flashiest car in the parking lot. Like I'm tired of people who keep doing stuff with their money just show other people that they got money.
Mm.
I'm tired of that. Like and most of these people, the same people who say that the opportunities ain't out there to grow. I'm tired.
These effects.
I'm tired. What I've learned, right, is there's a thin line at first between consumerism and being a producer. Like straight up, there's a really thin line between being a
Yeah.
producer and being a consumer. What do I mean by that? You got the new iPhone, you got the brand new Jordans, you got the new game systems. You're a consumer. You wake up every single morning, and every bit of information that you get, you just sit there and you just gawk over it. You just in front of the TV like a chicken in the rain. You just looking at it, and every bit of information that went out, you just like, oh my God, it's true. It's happening. The
Mm-hmm.
world is ending. The sky is about to catch fire. Like you're just there. You're there. Like you're a consumer, bro. You're a consumer. And I go back to what I heard CJ tell us already. Like, I don't focus on money because if I don't have money, I know how to go out and create money.
Mm.
I am a producer. So here's what you got to do. You got to be in the mentality of I produce money. Because ET even said, yo, you are ATM. You were born to ATM. Like, you were born to create money. You were born to create wealth. And why did he say that? He didn't say that because he got money. He said that because the Bible said that.
Mm.
You were born to you are a chosen priesthood, is what the Bible said. You were born to bring people to the kingdom. And you were born to be fruitful, have dominion, and what is it? Be fruitful and be prosperous and have dominion.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were born to do that. You were born to have that. You were supposed to have that. So for you to be a consumer,
Mm.
for you to be okay with consuming things. There's a reason why like the only thing that I do with when it comes to TV is learn from TV. Like there's a reason why that like if I'm gonna sit down and watch it, I'm gonna take something from it. I'm not about to sit down and waste a whole hour just watching TV just for the sake of watching TV. That's not how that works. I'm not about to I'm not about to spend my money on something that I can't make tangible. Like there's a lot of people out here. Like I know folks who go to some of the conventions that I'm at. Like I'm at the convention to spread the word about the Eighth Universe, and you at the convention to buy from every booth that you find interesting.
Mm.
Why? And you just holding this stuff. You ain't selling it. You ain't doing nothing with it. You just got a whole bunch of pictures and figurines just sitting at home that you done bought from GalaxyCon. For what? But you gonna complain about money? And you live with your parents.
Mm.
Bruh, come on. Come on, bruh. You don't have a money problem. You have a personality problem. You have a gap. There's a mental gap somewhere in here where you literally can't put yourself in a position where you can be prosperous with money. And that's why most of you are in that boat, not because you don't have money, not because you make what you make. Because I promise y'all, like the people that we talking about, they got 3 raises in the last 3 years.
Mm.
And every single one of them has said, if I made more money, this will happen in my life. Well, then you got that money. Well, if I made more money, this would happen in my life. And then you got a second raise. If I had more money, this would happen in my life. And then you got the third one, and now you still complaining about gas prices.
Facts.
It's been 3 years. You still complaining about gas prices. I promise y'all they were complaining about gas prices back then too.
Big facts. Mm. It's
For real, like I want to know, like, because you're in the boat where you do it too. I want to know, like, based on your reality, right? Like,
mm,
where do you sit with it? Because you are one of the people who live quite a distance away from where you work at. So I want to know, like in from your perspective, how does that work for you?
I mean, I was never one to like look at the gas pump when I'm pumping. Uh, usually I just kind of check it in there, lock the thing in. Once it goes off, it goes off. Uh, it's money I know I'm going to spend. So, like I said before, I'm gonna spend it regardless. Uh, it only cuts me back not even much. I'm basically paying about double what I used to pay, and that's only what, literally like $20 extra.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
so
that's the trade off, right? The gas prices go from 350 to 450, and you just pay a extra dollar per gallon you need to fill in your tank. Like, what is that? It's 16, $17. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like,
uh,
there's a calculation. You can calculate it.
but like with that calculation, like, is it necessary? Because like I said,
Yeah.
I gotta get to and from to work, so it's money I'm going to spend. Uh, it's money. I for gas prices, I spend it as soon as I get it. Once I get paid, I fill up my tank. I drive till I gotta fill up again. Is uh, it never bothered me too much, or at all. Like I said, it's gas.
Like the reason
I
I
don't know
say
what
that
the
part about the planning thing, man, because um as at my job as leadership, I get hit
mm-hmm,
hard on knowing the plan and nailing the plan.
knowing the plan and nail it.
So as it pertains to how is this shift going to run,
Mm-hmm,
I am responsible for knowing exactly how that shift is going to run based on the information that I'm given.
mm-hmm.
And then based on the information that I'm given, I have to come up with a plan to make sure that it doesn't vary from that information that I'm given, if that makes any sense. So I have to come up with a plan to make sure that I don't completely run the shift into the ground. But it's all based on the information that I'm given. So if the information is already there, then you should be able to make a educated decision based on how that how you're spending your gas money. Because some people, I guess, they for whatever reason you don't have that little meter on your car that show you how much gas you got. Like for whatever reason, I guess some people ain't got that. I know most cars nowadays they have the little joint at the top of the a little dashboard screen where it
Mm-hmm.
shows you the distance to empty. You
Mm-hmm.
know, some people, most cars got that now. And some people they just look at it like it's like eye candy or something. I don't fucking know. Like I don't know how you looking at it, but um, I know how big my gas tank is in my car just by filling up from empty. Like I know how big it is, so
Right.
I know based off of that information, I got a 16-gallon gas tank. This is how much money that I expect to pay. But here's the problem, though. I'm not putting that much energy into it when I'm making a decision because I still got to drive.
Exactly.
Even though I have the information, I choose not to use that information because I don't need that information. So when you're watching the news and the news tells you that the gas prices is going to skyrocket over the weekend because it's Memorial Day and blase, splee and fireworks and 4th of July, blase, blah. When the news telling you all that, you still got to drive anyway. It don't matter. Once you become a producer, you don't worry about that. So how do you become a producer? Because I've said that a few times, but I ain't really like put much energy there.
Right.
You become a producer by making the decision to start your 10,000 hours on the video games that you want to create. Yeah. You become a producer by deciding that if I'm gonna have a skill in writing, I'm gonna use that bitch. Yeah. You become a producer by looking at money not as a object that you need and you need to flourish on, but by looking at it as a tool that I'm gonna send out there to work for me. Yeah. That's how you become a producer. When you make the decision to take that thing that you got buried deep inside you. And some people they got stuff inside that they don't even bother bringing out. They're just like, all right, I'm gonna put my passion to the side just so I can make money. The moment that you decide that your passion is more important and helping people is more important than making the money that you're making, the moment you decide that is the moment that you become a producer. Now I ain't gonna say that the moment that you decide that is the moment where you start making money. There's some people who do it. Like I ain't gonna lie to you. I just know my passion ain't one of those passions where I'm just gonna start blowing up and making money like as soon as I start. So you gotta understand that sometimes, most of the time, there's a gap. And the people who start making money off of their passion and able to quit their job immediately are those who are the exception. Because sometimes the industry the business is about time and place. And if you start something and you put it out there and you just automatically able to quit your job and you can stop complaining about gas at that moment, then you were in the right time in the right place and you had the smarts to understand that. So kudos to you if you're able to make that happen. But I'm just letting y'all know that moment that you become a producer is not going to always look good. It's not going to always be clean. It's not going to always be a clear transition. But most of the time you're going to have that adversity at first. You're going to be coming up to decisions that you're going to have to make where it says, do I go make my check, my guaranteed paycheck? And you can ask Mark, this happens to me all the time. You can make that decision of, do I need to go get this check from work? Do I need to go sell my time to work? Or should I take off to go to this convention with the possibility of not making money with my gift? Those are the calculated risk I'm talking about. Because once you get to the moment where you get to the and bro, I promise you, I'm in a relationship. I'm not by myself.
Thanks.
So I got a girl here who her focus is stability. She want to see commas in the bank. She want to see commas in the bank, but the problem is that she was somebody who I don't care to live paycheck to paycheck. I don't care to work a 9 to 5. I don't. I really don't. That's not my drive. I can't do it for long. And I'm literally at the end of my rope. So if I am going to live, then I'm going to live life to the fullest. I got some expensive habits, but I don't have expensive things. Some of y'all got expensive habits and you got the expensive stuff too, and it's showing.
Yeah,
It's showing in your bank account. is showing in your conversation because you sitting up here talking about gas prices.
Mm.
When it comes to making those calculated risks, right? When you make a decision to put your passion forward and let your passion help the world, then when you become a producer, you do things with the expectation that at some point it's going to help somebody, and at some point I'm gonna get my money back. So while you sitting here saying
Oh yeah.
that I can't afford to do that, you can't afford not to. And once you get to that point, you become a producer.
Mm.
Once you get to the point where I promise you, I have a conversation with people who want to start stuff all the time, man. They want to start stuff all the time, but they too afraid to not make their job money, so they don't do it. But they also take BTO when they offer it. So I don't know how that works.
Mm. One day, man. One day, people are gonna wake up and they're gonna be like, that that those people on the Dirty Trunk podcast, they know what they
You're right.
talking about. I think I need to listen to what they saying and actually go out and start my hour for my 10,000 hours to become
Mm-hmm.
a producer. Uh, you 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 gotta start somewhere. Uh, why not now? Uh, it's gonna be messy. It's not gonna be like you said, it's not gonna be an easy transition. It's not gonna be a clean cut. It's gonna be messy. It's something you
There'll
haven't
be
done
blood
before.
everywhere.
But whew. But to make something great, if it's something you're passionate about, this is your child, so you might as well be willing and wanting to put your blood, sweat, tears, your soul into it. Uh, because if it's like we said before, if it's something digital, if it's anything, it's gonna be a legacy. It's gonna be something that carries throughout time. Like it's gonna be timeless. Like there's no stamp, a date. Well, there will be a date and stamp on it, but there will be nothing holding it down. It'll be here way past way past you. I mean, look at
Mm-hmm.
Stan Lee. Stan Lee is still being Stan Lee making movies somewhat. It's a whole lot of technicalities into that, but just look at the legacy that man just
The
left
legacy,
us.
right? Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
And he was able to start something that oh man, there it is. He was
mhm,
able to start something so great, and he put his passion into something so what?
mhm.
Oh man, he put his all into his passion, and it created something that lasted even after he passed away. Bro, do you know there were people who was saying that Marvel ain't gonna be the same because Stan Lee ain't alive no more?
Oh yeah, yeah. And crazy enough, with that alone, this man is, left this earth, whatever you want to call it, and yet he is still making jobs for people, still making jobs for
Right.
people.
I
People
think I heard that.
are still flourishing because of this one man's dream. Thousands of people are flourishing, making spin-offs, making whatever's off of his dream. He didn't even
One
see his dream being used this way, but yet it's being used that way. It's happening.
one man's one man's obedience is connected to so many others' destiny.
Mm.
Mm. If all right, I guess have we been going for an hour yet? I don't
Uh,
know how long we've
I
been
I
up for. Um,
think so. We should be coming up on it.
Yeah, so I guess we can go ahead and start closing it out then. Um, so like, check this out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. For those of you like this conversation right here, right? It's for somebody. I don't know who it's for. I just know that I got a lot of people in mind as I'm having this conversation, right? Um, for those of you who truly feel like, because I know there's somebody who's saying that, once gas prices go down, man, I'm gonna be on it. Once gas
Mm.
prices, once it drop down and such, I'm gonna be on it. First of all, it's foolish of you to be putting that much faith into something that you can't control.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
I'm
Facts.
just gonna be real with you. So you saying right now that if gas prices go down, then you'll be balling. You'll have enough money to start saving up things, and if we got to this point, you've already failed. You need to turn back and figure out where you went wrong, because why are we sitting here talking, wasting money or wasting time talking about the gas prices? You've already failed somewhere before you got here. You need to go back and figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
That's just being honest. Like I hate to be mean or an asshole about it, but it's just being real. Like if you've came this far and you said that when gas prices drop and I'm gonna be successful, you've already failed. I'm gonna need you to turn back around, find where look like that meme, like you get look back and see where you fucked up, where you got me fucked up at. You figure it out, and you come back. We'll discuss it at that point. Second, um, there are some people who had this conversation the last time it happened, and they said if gas prices go back down, then everything will be all right. Well, then the gas prices went back down, and everything went all right. Now gas prices back up again, and they having the same conversation. And I don't even think people realize that they having the same conversation over and over again.
Nope.
I don't even think you realize it. Like the last time gas prices went down or went up, you had a problem with it, and you ain't do nothing about it. Gas prices went back down, and you didn't do anything about what you had a problem about. So obviously, you didn't plan or have the foresight. You were too selfish to provide your family with a solution to the problem that you had. So you just once the gas prices went back down, you just ignored it again like a consumer.
Mm.
Just like a consumer, the conversation changed, and you changed with the conversation too. Just like a consumer. I'm gonna need you to fix that, because once again, you didn't come to this situation and fuck up. You fucked up long before you got here.
Mm.
And I'm gonna need you to go back and fix that, find out what it is, and we reconvene when you come back. Um, Lastly, there's always a gas price. And what do I mean by that? I'm not saying that there's always going to be prices on gas. Like, of course, gas price is always going to be something there. But what I'm saying is that there's always going to be something to complain about
Yeah.
as it pertains to what's keeping you from moving forward. Gas prices are going to be a problem at least once or twice a year, just like clockwork. A clock is right. Even a broken clock is right 2 times a day.
Right.
There's always going to be a gas price. You're always going to have something to complain about. Stop complaining about stuff. Stop being a consumer and stop complaining about stuff. Because last year it wasn't gas prices, but it was another thing that was keeping you from making your goals happen. Well, if this wasn't so expensive, I'll be doing this. If not Y, then I'll be doing X. There's
Mm.
always going to be a Y. You're always going to have a why. You're always going to have an excuse as to why you can't do nothing, why you can't get your bills paid, why you live in paycheck to paycheck. There's always going to be an excuse. But what I'm trying to tell you is that if you get rid of the excuses then you can live in prosperity like the rich folks.
Mm. Mm. Jesus, drop the mic on. Alrighty, people. Y'all have heard it here. This has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It's been me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is the Aaron Mack. And always remember, those who shy away from addressing the elephant in the room are doomed to be crushed by the weight of it. This has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast. We love y'all.
Peace. Love y'all. See y'all next week.